Abel Sanchez. I'm the owner of the Big Bear Lake Summit Gym, the headquarters for Gennady Golovkin. We have a 4,000 square foot gym on the first floor. The second floor, we have 2 units here. We have a 3,200 square foot house, complete house, which is actually a 3-story house that has a 1,000 square foot game room on the 3rd floor. And the guys that I train live here along with another house on the other side. It's an L, that's 2,200 square foot house. It's a complete house with separate entrances into the gym where it allows the fighters their privacy and even if it's snowing or hailing outside, they can just walk down through the gym door and into the gym. So it's primarily a private gym, no public is allowed. Fighters that live here train here, and that way there's no distractions, that way they can concentrate on what they're doing. As we go here, this is actually the working area of the gym, the bags, the ring where we do our sparring and our most of our work. This is the strength and conditioning with the sit-up area. We record all of our sparring, so our sparring guys, when they're doing their sit-ups, they get to watch the sparring on the TV to critique and to learn and to educate ourselves on what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We have some of our treadmills and ellipticals, our sled, the rowing machine that helps us out. We don't do it all the time. Maybe every 3rd week I use the different apparatuses to mix it up so that way I don't get bored and they don't get bored. We have had numerous fighters train here, but the big star that's training right now here is Gennady Golovkin.
Last time I went to Big Bear, to Abel. I see Abel. Yes, I feel him just I see him just, I feel like, not like coach, like man, like he's a great man, I respect him. He's like my old brother, like my father, I feel him. Just, okay, I see situation in gym. I know this is very serious business here, okay. And second, of course, a lot of champions training in Big Bear.
We've had Cotto, we had Chavez, Ronda Rousey trained here, Kovalev was here for 1.5 years. Many other big names. Fonfora just left, Jose Luis Castillo was here also. But there's a lot of other young fighters that are still making a mark right now. We have Murat Gassiev, who's a cruiserweight that's 19-0. A young man, Ruslan Mariev, who's one of Gennady's projects. Julius Jackson is in camp. David Imosiri is in camp. And a bunch of other young guys that are projected to do some big things. Joel Diaz, who's 17 or 18-0 or something like that, as a junior lightweight. So there's prospects and there's champions here. I believe it's the altitude. I believe that the altitude helps them with their with conditioning in a tough fight. It's very well known that the Kenyans were here back in the 60s for the 68 Olympics in Mexico City to try to get used to the altitude. So through the years, big name fighters or big name athletes, there's a bunch of bike racers that practice up here also for the conditioning and for the altitude and for the lack of oxygen up at this level. Some of the pictures that we have around the gym are pictures of fighters that I've trained in the past or fighters that I'm familiar with, fighters that have been up here. I try to keep as many photos as possible, take as many photos as possible so that we can have a history of what we've done. Terry Norris is up there, Orlin Norris, which are 2 of my first champions, Lupe Aquino, who was my first world champion, Paul Vaden's up there, who's a world champion also, Yuriboy Campas. So it's refreshing to look at those and go back and just think about all those good times that we had. The fighters, I think, need to recognize that all these pictures 20 years from now will be very important to them as they are important to me. But I try to take 25 to 30 shots every day, just different situations, and then just keep them on file. I print some of them, I send some of them to them so they could have them for their Facebook or Twitter accounts. But it's a lot of fun, actually. It's my hobby. That particular wall there is dedicated to Gennady Golovkin, who is the champion in the gym right now, who more than likely, in my opinion, will be one of the greatest middleweights to ever lace it up. You know, Gennady has made it possible for us to attract other big name fighters because he's doing so well out of here. So it's just a matter of getting that big name fight and making all the masses see him on TV, and then we're going to get even more top-notch guys that we can develop to championship level.